השם, נעשה ונצליח והשם עלינו ברחמיו וירוויח. השיעור יהיה לעילוי נשמת רחל בת מלכה, נשמתה תהיה צרורה בצור החיים. לעילוי נשמת מרדכי בן רחמה, לרפואת יעקב בן אלחנן. So, how long we have to say Kaddish on a niftar? So you remember in the previous showroom we spoke about it, but I'm going to bring the opinion of the Rama. The Rama in Siman Shin Ain. The Rama, it's Rabbi Moshe Isherlish. Rabbi Moshe Isherlish wrote all the halachot on top. He added up halachot. It's actually not a halachot. No, I'm wrong. He added up the minhagim for the Ashkenazim. That's the right word to say. Because there is Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch, it's halacha. Nothing changed in halacha. He just added up the minhagim that they used to do in Ashkenaz. In Siman Shin Ain, that means 370. Listen what he said. He said that we say Kaddish on the deceased for 11 months, like we explained. And the end of the 11 months, that means when the 12 months start, the Ashkenazim stop saying Kaddish, and only on the Yortzeit day, when the month is finished, then they continue to say the Yortzeit Kaddish. That's mean. For 11 months. Where is the source for it? So the source for it comes from the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat. Not for nothing, the Rama say only for 11 months. Gemara Masechet Shabbat in Kuf Nun Bet, that means 152 folio 1. There the Gemara tell us something very interesting. Listen what the Gemara tell us. Mishpat tzadikim begehenom 12 chodesh. That means that the judgment of a person that is a wicked in Gehenna is for 12 months. Come the Rama and say, why we should say on our deceased that he's a wicked? We don't want to consider him as a wicked. Let's say only 11 months, and the end of the Yortzeit, by the end of the 12 months, we'll say also Kaddish. That's the Yortzeit day. So when you say only for 11 months, you consider that person as not as a wicked. You understand what I'm saying? That's the Rama. According to the Sfaradim, as I mentioned, and the opinion to it come from two different sources. The Hida wrote in his book Birkei Yosef, and also the Rabbi Yosef Haim wrote in his book Raf Pe'alim. Everyone know him as the Ben Ish Hai. They both say that the opinion of the Sfaradim is follow. We sing for full 11 months. At the beginning of the 12th month, we stop for a week. Again, for the same reason, because Mishpat Tzadikim beGehenam 12 chodesh, not to show that he's a wicked. And then after that week, we continue until the Yortzeit. That means in both cases, they agree.
Till the Yortzeit or till 12 months?
Until the 12th month, that's the Yortzeit.
Not always, because like to this
Why?
leap year, for example.
If there is, yeah, but you still say for 12 months. You follow what I'm saying?
12 months,
yes.
but it doesn't always fall on.
No, it doesn't fall always if this. Yes.
So you say the Rama says 11 months, and the Sephardim do it for
11 months also.
months, and then
Stop for a week.
and then 3 weeks.
Continue for the next
What does
3.5
the
weeks.
Shulchan Aruch say?
That's the Shulchan Aruch. That's where they brought it.
Oh, so
That they bring in the
Shulchan
sources.
Aruch-
The Shulchan Aruch,
So the Sephardim follow the Shulchan Aruch.
obviously, but the Shulchan Aruch is Rabbi Yosef Karo. Rabbi Yosef Karo, he born in the 16th century.
Yeah.
He lived in the 16th century. But what I'm trying to say here, that we see vice versa, according to both of the poskim, the great poskim, do you understand what I'm saying? We say Kaddish for 11 months, and we stop. Why is it so important? Rabotai, when a person is considered wicked in Gehenna, his punishment is more.
But isn't that a contradiction? Contradiction because once you stopped, why start again? You sort of say, well, gee, is he such a good guy? Or is he such a scoundrel that I've got to carry
I
on?
waited for that answer, for that question. I'll answer you just now. You'll see now how I build the show, it will answer you. If I still didn't give you an answer, ask me. So we see from here that the Kaddish Yatom, now we're talking about Kaddish Yatom and all the other Kaddishim that there is. But what's happened when it's come to Kaddish de Rabbanan, the rabbinical Kaddish, Kaddish al Israel? What's happened there? Is that considered part of the Kaddish that you say on the deceased or not? Do you understand the question? Because what did we say that Kaddish on Israel you say? At the end of every Sheol, you remember? So is that considered part of the Kaddish or not? That you say after 12 months that you have to stop? Do you understand the question? So Kaddish de Rabbanan, a person, first of all, as I mentioned, we say it in the end of every Sheol, that there is a Sheol Torah. And we said, say again, who asked? Someone asked? No. So we say it after Sheol Torah, and we say it for at least for 12 months. Nahon? What's happened after 12 months? A guy going to a regular Sheol. And after every Sheol, they say Kaddish de Rabbanan, like we do here for many years. Can a person say Kaddish de Rabbanan? There's no problem with saying it. A person can say it over and over, there's no problem. Because the Kaddish de Rabbanan, it's Kaddish al Israel. What is he saying it for? To glorify the Kadosh Baruch Hu. But you say, but wait, you told me for 11 months, Nachon? Nachon I told her for 11 months, not me, the Mefarshim, the Poskim. Yes, but they spoke about Kaddish, the memorial Kaddish, and the Kaddishim that you have to say. But Kaddish al Israel, you say for all of Israel, it's a rabbinical Kaddish. No problem.
So who says the Kaddish to Rabbanan after the...
You can say also, the same like I say. Everyone can say.
So then who will respond if we all say?
No, if all say, obviously not. But it's a very good question. But what do we explain originally? That the Ashkenazim custom used to be one person say Kaddish and everyone answer. So what's happened if there is more than one Mona? They rotate. So let's say that Mr. Yankel say in the morning, Mr. Chaim Shmerel will say in Mincha, as Mr. X will say in Mariv, and everyone will answer. You follow? And why is that? That everyone, the most important, you remember, and I always put the emphasis on, Amen Yehe Shemei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam Al Me Al Maya. That's the most important part of the Kaddish. And we'll learn about it today a bit more. I try to develop it. Okay. The Kaddish that a person say in the Yortzad day. For how many years you have to say Kaddish in the Yortzad? I'm going to bring two different opinions. There is one opinion that says that the person should say it only for 50 years. Paul, you look surprised. The Yortzeit Kaddish, only for 50 years. From the day that the person passed away, the deceased passed away, say it for 50 years onwards. On a Yortzeit day. Only on a Yortzeit day. Other opinions say, no, you can do it at least for 100 years.
And why?
Why? Because then you live for over 100 years. Over 100 years. But now listen to that. Rabbi Eliezer Papu, Behesed La'alafim, wrote, and that's the only opinion that there is, that if a person wants to say Kaddish on his parents over the 12 months, can he or not? Because we say that there is halacha that he can't. We stop after 11 months. So Rabbi Eliezer Papu say a person can in one condition. What is the condition? Say Rabbi Eliezer Papu. He said, if you know that your father was, or your mother, whoever was the deceased, was a person that was Mehalel Shabbat Befaresia, used to be Oseh Averot, he was a wicked person. And you know that he didn't believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then you can say, why? Because he's considered a wicked person. So from here we see another halacha on top of all of that, that the person that was a wicked, the son can say on his member of his family, Kaddish, after the year. A full Kaddish, a Mona Kaddish.
surely a son regarding his father as wicked is a
No,
breach
no,
of
not
the
he.
fifth
No, no, no,
commandment.
no, no, no. You're mixing now. Listen to what I'm saying. A person that everyone know that he was Mehalel Shabbat. He know that he was an atheist. You know how many children helped their father to become Hozer B'tshuva? That the father didn't know nothing. The father sent their kids to a Jewish day school. And today it's very common. In the olden day you didn't. Today you can't send them to a government school. You agree with me, Paul? So people send them to private school. So he sent them to a religious school. And then the sun suddenly start opening. And he taught his father. It's happening. Not always the father teach the son. There's many children that I met help the father to grow up. In Yiddishkeit I'm talking. You understand? It's not that he consider him. He can't. It's not what the son decides. It's not up to the son to decide. The son, all what he's doing is to help that neshama to uplift, to take it out from Gehenna.
Is it other Mechalel Shabbos or an atheist or both?
But any one of them, because they're both karet. אתה מבין? אבל זה בפרהסיה. That doing להכעיס. Do you understand what is it להכעיס? Everyone with me? No. להכעיס that you have no problem. He'll come, people go to shul. Outside the shul, he'll drive dafka on Shabbos. I'll tell you a story. Rabbi Mordechai Sharabi, you didn't hear about him. He was a great Mekubal in Yerushalayim, one of the greatest. And one day on Shabbos, he used to walk from his shul to his house. And here come a youngster and think that he's clever. And he have a nice bike, and he revving, and he driving, and he teasing the rabbi on Shabbos. The rabbi didn't say nothing. But the Talmidim of the rabbi got upset with this guy. They wanted to show him a bit zets. The rabbi said to him, leave him. Leave him. So the guy again drive, and the Talmidim was upset. They was agitated, you know. How can you tease a rabbi on Shabbat driving your bike? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to show? He says to him, don't worry. The bike not going to work anymore. Let's go home. They go on, they have a Saudah. When they finish, they're going home. They see the guy try to start his bike. Nothing. Nothing. Come Motzei Shabbos, he started it. He left it. It's working. All week it's working. The following Shabbos, the same story. He wanted to start at Shabbos, doesn't work. The rabbi passing, he said to him, good Shabbos, young man, how are you? Continue. The guy doesn't understand. He realized something wrong here. And one of the Talmidim said to him, you have to go and speak to the rabbi. What you've done is not right. This guy was so upset about his bike. He said, I'm going to go and speak about the rabbi. I'm going to ask the rabbi. He walked into shul. The rabbi said to him, please come sit with us. They're eating, they're singing. He tried to speak to him. The rabbi didn't give him a chance. Until when? After Shabbos. After Shabbos, he got into that excitement and everything. Okay. Shabbos end up. The rabbi done the Havdalah. He called him. He said, yes, you wanted to speak to me. Now you can speak to me. He said, my bike. He said, your bike will never work anymore on Shabbos. All week around it will work. Shabbos come. He looked at the rabbi. He didn't believe. He said, are you sure? He said, true. Your bike now becomes Shomer Shabbat. I never heard about it. He said, true. I'm adding up a few words. The guy tried it. Come the follow Shabbos. He couldn't wait for Shabbos to come. The bike doesn't start. He said, if you can do that to my bike, there is high power. I become Hozer B'tshuva. You understand? a person like this that consider that at the beginning he tried to lahachis, you understand, to antagonize. But depends on a rabbi, the power of the rabbi to bring him back to Yiddishkeit. You see, it's different. What would happen if the Talmidim someone will give him a good zetz? You see how the religious behave about. The rabbi knew it. He didn't want. There's a different way to approach. But what I'm trying to say, because you ask me, you and Shimon, it's people that doing dafka, Mehalel Shabbat, befarhesia, in front of everyone. He's not shy. You follow? So we see from here that a person like this, according to Rabbi Eliezer Papo, and I say again, and I repeat, only him, say that you can say it at least for 50 years, 100 years. Kaddish. Any question? No, let's continue.
Who's the source for 50 years?
Sorry?
Who's the source for 50 years?
Rabbi Eliezer Papo in his book Hesed Le'alafim, on a person that is a wicked person, at least for 50 years, if not 100 years. Okay? How do we decide when is the Yortzeit day? Many people make the mistake, and here comes the very, very major mistake. People think it's from the day of the burial. No, it's from the day that the person passed away. That's how we decide the Yortzeit day. The Sheva and the Shloshim, when is it ended and when is it started, it's from the day of the burial. Why? Because then you do the Kriyah, nachon, and you bury it. When do you do the Kriyah? Only after you bury. You can't do Kriyah if you didn't bury the deceased. You agree with me, Paul? Because if you don't understand, stop me. It's very important. Because, I know that you're all going to jump. Give me a chance. If you bury the deceased, then you can do Kriyah. And that's how you decide, okay, when the 7 days started, from the day of the burial. The day that the person died, that's the day of the Yortzeit. You follow? Okay, yes, Philip, now I'm going to give you a chance.
Okay, so the general Ashkenazi minhag is that we do Kriya just before the burial.
Nahon, that's the burial.
The Sephardim do it after the burial.
Yeah.
When people go home.
But it doesn't make a difference because that's the burial day.
But then I think that
But you count 7 from that day.
yes.
You're not counting days while he was in a freezer to wait for his kids to come or that. That's considered as onen. It's a different halachot. But they don't do kriyah. You understand? That's what I'm talking. But the Yortzeit day, from the day that he passed away.
But I think that the first Yortzeit, if there was a long lapse between the date of passing.
That's what Shimon said. Shimon said, you're talking about like a leap year.
No.
So what are you talking about?
Let's say they had to wait for 3 or 4 days for the family to come. Then the first Yortzeit will be a year off.
You mean the final day that you say the Kaddish, the Yortzeit, the last day, that's from the day of the burial.
And then after that,
That's you continue and say from the day of that he passed away. You follow? Yes. One else? Yes.
What is Kriya?
When they tear the shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Shabbos and the Yom Tov, after the Shabbos and Shavuot is a 3-day wait period. That stays in the period.
Yeah, so what's the question? I didn't understand. If a person die on Shabbos,
Shabbos and Shavuot was 3 days.
yeah.
Sunday, Monday, they was like the day of the Tuesday.
If you can't bury him, you can't bury him, because on Shabbat we don't bury. Yom Tov we don't bury. You can't bury. Although in this country they're burying during the day, in Eretz Israel they bury also at night. They don't wait. When my mom passed away, they bury at night or in the evening. They don't wait for the next day. At night they bury. Follow? But on Shabbat you can't bury. Why? Because the body is a muktzah. You understand? And because it's muktzah, you're not allowed to touch it. So in this country, they have a vachta. They take it to the cemetery and he sits with it. Do you follow?
So if
Say again?
the person gets buried and dies, so what is considered a burial?
Now this is the point. The point is it after Tzeta Kochavim or before? You understand? If it's after Tzeta Kochavim, it's already considered the next day. If it's before, it's considered the same day. David, you look confused. Am I right?
No, I want to ask you a question
Yes.
on Yortzeit. So if there's a leap year, like we said, is your Yortzeit after 12 months or was it after 13 months?
Okay. Sorry?
12 months.
After the 12 months. Why 11?
No, but if there's a leap year,
Yes.
the following, let's say someone passed away in Tishrei, the next Tishrei will be 13 months. And not
No,
12.
you say on a Tishrei.
So you'd wait 13
Yeah, that's it. You have to.
So
Yes.
I think the answer to that one really is that if there's a leap year,
Yes.
stop saying Kaddish after.
No, you didn't ask that. Listen to
No,
what.
that would have been my next question.
Okay, that's good. So you asked already for your next question. But
Stop saying Kaddish after 11 months, you stop mourning after 12 months, and you have the Yortzeit after 13 months.
that's it. That's it.
Just
Any
all the
other
same
questions?
Yortzeit.
Sorry?
Same Yortzeit, but
Yeah, the same Yortzeit
And I
step.
stopped saying Kaddish already a month before that.
But just remember, Rabotai, again I repeat, it's the most important to understand it's the day that the person passed away. Because many people make a mistake, the day of the burial, they write the day as the passing.
This is the same day.
At least it's the same day, obviously, but usually if you have people overseas, it's take a day or two for them to come. And that's where people make a mistake. Any other question? No, we can continue. Now the question becomes who we should mourn. And this is a very, it sounds to you like easy question, but you see that now we're going to get and it's very difficult. So, as you know, the Torah tells us that the 7 close family that we have to mourn for. A person have to say Shiva is obviously the parents, the father and the mother, the brother, the sister, okay, his son and his daughter-in-law and his spouse. Those we all know. But the question becomes, a parent that been a child that been adopted by his adopted parents. He lived with them for many years. He's considered like their son. He considered them like his parents. Is he obligated? Listen, it's a very difficult question, but listen to the question. Is he obligated to mourn for them? And how? Now I'm going to make the question even difficult.
Depends how you define a parent.
Not only that.
You define
If
parent.
does he have kids? Or if those couple that adopted him, if they have another biological kids, and if he doesn't, if they don't have, then what?
Then he can say Kaddish on him, he said.
So halacha I'm talking, he doesn't have to. Why? Because it's not their parents, because the Torah tells us his own parents, the biological parents.
Yeah.
That's so far easy. If they don't have kids, then you have to say, because they brought them up. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if they have kids, he's not obligated to say. He's not obligated to say. There's no law for him to say. You follow what I'm saying? Because that is not biological parents. But, listen, he feel,
Chooses to say.
it's duty.
what would happen if he's the only son though? So let's
That-
say they're daughters. But
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If he doesn't have kids, he have to say, someone have to say on him. It's going to be his great mitzvah to say for them because they brought him up. Although that they're not the biological parents. You follow what I'm saying?
so if you're saying if they don't have kids, then he's the only child. But if they have daughters, biological daughters, then it's still his obligation to say it.
For sure, because who's going to say Kaddish on him? Wait, Stephen, 1 second. Just let me finish, I'll help you. So, if he have kids, he's not obligated. But if they don't have someone, if they have kids, if they just girl, who going to say?
I said last week that girls can also say.
The girl say, but it's not beminyan, it's not. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, halachically, it doesn't have to. You follow? Yes, Stevie, you wanted to ask. Huh?
Father-in-law, mother-in-law, how that work?
The father-in-law and mother-in-law. I'll get to it. Yes, before I answer that.
let's say that he's adopted, but his biological parents are still alive.
That's exactly the question.
Can you say Kaddish for the...
Okay. Did you understand his question? What would you say?
Does he know his biological parents?
Does he know? Let's say that he knows that they're alive. I'll make the question more difficult. Because if he doesn't know, there's no question. What's the problem saying Kaddish if they're alive?
You'd have to get permission.
You have to get permission, but they're not with him. They don't give. Once that he's been adopted, there's no one to talk to. What's the problem with saying Kaddish? Because we explain what's the main reason of the Kaddish. What I focus here, it's to praise the Almighty and to glorify the Almighty. There's no problem. You understand? Especially that if you can do Hesed, the Hesed that you do with the deceased, what is greater Hesed? Because you owe them. Why you owe them? They brought you up. They look after you. Now for Stevie. Stevie, you ask.
No, say grandparent doesn't.
Okay. What's happening if it's the in-law? Can a parent say for the in-law, nachon, or the grandparents? Whatever. Related people. If they don't have, Stephen, you with me, if the parents, the grandparents, the parents-in-law don't have anyone to say Kaddish on them, it's a mitzvah to say Kaddish.
But not if your parents are alive.
Why not? Because we said that there is no one. If your parents is alive, if it's your father, you have to say. But it's your father-in-law. What would you say? So who will say? His father is alive. Chaim Yankel's father is alive, but his father-in-law passed away. Now the father-in-law doesn't have kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's that his father-in-law is alive. Gesund. He can ask his father. I'm sure his father will say yes. There's no problem not to say Kaddish. You follow? Why? Ask me why. Now come to why. Because a son-in-law, the father-in-law of the son-in-law, consider like his father. You understand?
And mother-in-law as well.
Say again?
And mother-in-law as well.
No, obviously.
Causing problems.
They consider like his parents. The father-in-law and the mother-in-law consider as his parents. Yes, Glenda.
What about Shiva? If there's nobody to sit Shiva.
That's a problem.
You're not obligated.
He's not, because that's his father-in-law. Do you understand? He can't sit Shiva. You understand? Shiva is a different thing. To say Kaddish, did you been in the first show? No, so I'll explain. I mean, we have to explain. The Kaddish that we're saying, it has nothing to do with the deceased. It's to praise the Almighty and to glorify the Almighty. You follow? Shiva is a different issue. Kaddish is a different thing. We have to make sure that we separate. Follow?
So Rob, you have to ask permission from your father to say for your father.
Even-
You don't have to ask permission.
I don't think that you have to, because it's your father-in-law. It's considered like your father. But it's nice to ask your father. It's always nice to get, to show kavod. Kibud avayim. Now, I'm going to touch another situation. There is a baby. A baby. Lo aleinu, there's many babies that born and not 30 days and they passed away. Less than 30 days. Is those parents obligated to say Kaddish about the baby? He born. If it's, no. I see Norman say no. You obviously know the halacha, you too. If it's less than 30 days, it doesn't consider as a body, as a human being, we don't say Kaddish. Now I'm going to make the situation a bit more difficult. A baby born in 6 months, and he was inside the incubator more than a month. A young baby that born in 6 months, and he was inside the incubator for over a month.
It's not fully developed. That's why it was in the incubator.
I don't know. Should we say Kaddish? Because we say that if it's less than 30 days, we don't say Kaddish. You agree with me? Nachon? What's happening if he was an incubator? By the way, the answer for that 30 days, it's come from the Shulchan Aruch and Siman Shin Ain Dalet. That he said less than 30 days, it's simple halacha. But when it's come to a baby that born in 6 months later, he was an incubator of it more than 30 days. What's the halacha say? So I'm going to bring two opinions. The opinion of Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, Zecher Tzadik v'Kadosh Livracha. Rabbi Ovadia Yosef said that you don't mourn for him. Hatzitz Eliezer, Rabbi Eliezer Wolberg, he born in Jerusalem. He born around 90 years, no, around 100 years ago, not a long time ago. They both agree that you don't say Kaddish on him. I know that it was over 30 days, but it was an incubator. You don't have to mourn for him.
What's the reason? Because it can't live without incubator.
Now, I was waiting that you're going to ask, what's the reason that baby dies so early? There's many people that you find that they're born, they live for 2-3 days, less than a month, and they die. Do you understand the question? It's a difficult thing, but listen to it. The Mekubalim explain that those babies, they're actually righteous. Righteous people. Kabbalistic rabbi. The Mekubalim explain that those little kids, they're actually righteous people. They came to this world to do a tikkun. And the tikkun, what do they have to do tikkun? What can babies sin? Nothing. You agree with me? It's a baby. They have a little thing to come to this world, to suffer, the neshama coming here. When the neshama coming up from heaven, she doesn't want to come to this earth, to a physical body. She wants to stay up in heaven. He come here to do a small tikkun, and he going back. That means that that little child has such a high neshama that we don't understand. It's not easy to say that, but if you look deeper, that is tikkun. And the neshama flying up straight to heaven. You know what is it, straight to heaven? That's a place in heaven. Who doesn't want it? How much time we have? Let's do one more. The rest I'm going to skip. And you remember in the first shiur we say, what is the first verse in Sefer Bereshit? Bereshit, bara Elokim, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. 7 words, נכון? How many words we have in Amen Yehe Shemeh Rabbah? Amen Yehe Shemeh Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam ולעלמי almaya. 7. נכון? 7. יהא שמי, leave the amen. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם לעלמי almaya. 7. נכון? Okay. How many letters we say that there is?
28.
28. Very good. 28 in the first 7 words in Bereshit. 28 in Yehe Shemeh Rabbah. What's the connection? Remember we brought one different opinion. What did we say? No, help me. Why a person say Amen Yehe Shemeh Rabbah? You've already forgotten.
Uplift Hashem's name.
That we sanctifies the name of the Almighty. Today I'm going to bring a different hadush. When a person says Amen Yehe Shemeh Rabbah, he become like a partner with the Almighty, with the Creator. That means that when a person answers Amen Yehe Shemeh Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam Almei Almaya, the Sfaradim finish it Barach. That's what the Rav Ovadia Paskin. He become a partner with the creating of the world, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that will help us to understand what Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi said in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, Kuf Yutet. You remember that I said that? Amud Bet. That means 119, folio 2. And there, רבי יהושע בן לוי say, כל האומר אמן יהא שמי רבה בכל כוחו, קוראים לו גזר דין של 70 דנה. That means that they erase all the sins that he done for 70 years. Why? Because you say amen yeheh shemei rabba. You taking the oaths that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, you become a partner with him. If you become a partner with him, I erase those 70 years of sin.
What does it mean that you become a partner with Hashem?
That means that you taking the oath that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, you're a partner with him. It's like you're a partner with him. When you go to work every morning, you're creating the world. Why? The Rambam says it's a mitzvah to go to work. Why? Because if you wouldn't go to work, what would you do? Why there is so much crime? Because there is unemployment. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. What did you say? Bechol yom mehadesh. What does it mean mehadesh? Every day that you're developing, you become a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rambam, not me. It's a mitzvah to go to work. Rambam, Bilchot De'ot. Yeah.
Rambam.
But you understand what I'm saying? So you become a partner with him. And if you become a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you take an oath that he created this world, what is more? So you erase all your sin. So if a person understands that he have problem, he see that he have choros. Everyone understand the word choros? Baruch Hashem. You want to understand how he can change those choros? When people say Kaddish, now I'm telling you a bit of heavy stuff, focus with me. When you say Amen Yeheh Shemei Rabbah, the name of Almighty been built from 4 letters. Nachon? Yud, K, Vav, K. Imagining in your mind that the Yud K and the Vav K join together and it's become one name. One full name. That's what the Mekubalim say. And if you remember that, when you say Amen Yeheh Shemei Rabbah, that the full name of the Almighty now, the Yud K and the Vav K become one word and it's one letter, then it's okay. And then you erase all your chores. Rabotai, please God, we should only merit to answer Amen Yeheh Shemei Rabbah. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please God, will send us Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mera be'amenu amen ken yeh ratzon.